What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Tim Sports Talk. And today we're talking about Drew Lock, quarterback for the Denver Broncos. And it was announced just this week that the Broncos are going with Teddy. You can see here Drew Lock needs to stay ready because he could play at some point, but they chose Teddy Bridgewater over Drew Lock. I think this is so disrespectful. I think this is so wrong on so many levels, and we're going to get into that right now. I think by the end of this, I'm going to show you why we, as Washington, should make the trade right now for Drew Lock. I would seriously send a second-round pick for this dude, and we're going to go into it right now. I just put these stats up here real quick, okay? So Drew Lock, in his first 18 games, 23 touchdowns, 18 interceptions, a 1.27 touchdown-to-interception ratio, 3,953 total yards, 219 a game, so almost 220 a game, a little under 60% completion, 59.1, and a QB rating of 79.1, and an 8-10 record. Here's a couple of unknown quarterbacks, okay? First up, we have the first 18 games of this quarterback, 31 touchdowns, 20 interceptions, so 1.55 touchdown-to-interception ratio. A little more yards, no doubt, 4,800 yards, so 270 per game, 62% completion percentage, so a little bit better, and a 90 overall rating for a 9-9 record. So that's one quarterback. Second quarterback, first 31 games, so hint, this guy played longer, so he didn't have game-by-game stats, so I couldn't pull those over. But first 31 games, 37 touchdowns, 37 interceptions, so for a 1.0 ratio. 6,500 yards, that's only 210 yards a game, so less than the other guy. 62% completion percentage, so a little bit higher. And they didn't have QB rating back then, so I couldn't have that. 17-12 record in his first 31 games. Last quarterback down here. First 18 games, 19 touchdowns, 19 interceptions for a 1.0 ratio. 3,493 yards, 194 games, so not even 200 yards a game. A 53.4% completion percentage. And a QB rating of 73.8 and a 10-8 record. Very comparable stats for all of these guys. Okay, very comparable stats. Who's the first guy? That's Baker Mayfield. Second guy, Hall of Famer Brett Favre. Third guy, nearly got MVP Josh Allen just a year ago. Why do I compare Drew Lock to these guys? Because they're all cut from the same cloth. Gunslingers, big dudes with strong arms, mobile in the pocket, just not afraid to throw the deep ball at all, not afraid to go for it, absolutely will put everything out on the field. This kid, Drew Lock, has those kind of potential. I'm serious. And then you throw in on top of the fact he didn't have his number one receiver, Courtland Sutton, last year. He was behind the 26th ranked offensive line, according to PFF. Like, the team wasn't very well organized. They just brought in Pat Shurmur. We'll see in a whole situation with the COVID, right? We all want to talk about that kind of stuff. Well, he was thrown into a new offense with COVID, completely brand new, and then that's also something to take into consideration. Very similar records, 8-10, 9-9, 17-12, 10-8. So very comparable records as quarterbacks. The fact that this guy, you have a 24-year-old gunslinging quarterback who has no fear, and you're putting him behind an older quarterback in year number 3. Why is year number 3 so important? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at some other guys. The Brett Favre situation in year number 3 of starting, 3,882 yards, 33 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. He bettered his completion percentage at 62.4. He way better in year number 3. Keep going. Baker Mayfield, year number 3 last year. They went 11-5 behind him. 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Still a 62.8 completion percentage, 3,500 yards. Won a playoff game. Or 2 playoffs games, right? No. Sorry, they lost to Kansas City in the divisional round, not the championship. Bills went to the championship. Oh, yeah, let's talk about him. In year number 3, Josh Allen. Oh, he's so inaccurate. He can't do it. He can't be an NFL quarterback. He's got a strong arm, but he can't complete a pass. 69.2% completion percentage. 4,544 yards. 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, a 13-3 record in year 3. Dude, you have a guy that's right there on the cusp. He's in your second year of his, or third year, going into his third year of his rookie deal. You still have him for 2 more years. And you bench him for Teddy Bridgewater? I mean, I don't hate Teddy. Teddy's fine. He's an average quarterback. But you have a guy that all of a sudden could be an explosion this year. He's a firecracker. He has that kind of an arm. Washington needs to make this phone call yesterday. As soon as they heard the news that Drew Lock is not going to be the starter, this is a guy you need to go after. 24 years old, has potential to be your quarterback for the next 10 years, has the potential to explode under this offense. Not to mention he's going to have a nice run game with Antonio Gibson. We have a much better offensive line. It was ranked 6th last year, and I think we've gotten a little bit better. Then you have Terry McLaurin, who I think could be a top 5 wide receiver. We just drafted De'Ami Brown. We just brought in Curtis Samuel, who's a great slot weapon. And then he also has that kind of defense on the other end. A top 3 defense, probably, as long as they stay healthy. Dude, I can't believe what Denver just did to this kid. I am absolutely mind-boggled. He did enough in preseason. He crushed the first preseason game. Crushed it. 2 touchdowns. Bomb to a Hamler. He did nothing to lose his job. It's not like he stunk it up. It's not like Teddy lit it up either. Both of them played fine. But you're just going to throw away this young quarterback for an middle of the road with 31. How old is Teddy? I'm going to look it up right now. Teddy, what, 31 years old? 32? Okay, so he's actually only 28, so fair enough. Proved myself wrong right in my own video. But nonetheless, you have a 24-year-old gunslinging quarterback, and you're going with Teddy Bridgewater, who last year did so great, 3,700 yards, 15 touchdowns, 11 interceptions in year number 6. It's not like Teddy had bad weapons. DJ Moore, first-round pick. Robbie Anderson, who's absolutely exploded. He didn't have Christian McCaffrey a lot, but Mike Davis played phenomenal. This is who they decided to go. I'm so upset for Drew. I feel bad for Drew. I think this was going to be a year that he absolutely came onto the scene. He got Cortland Sutton back. Jerry Jeudy. Oh, yeah, forgot to mention, his number 1 target last year had the 2nd most drops in the league. 2nd most drops there, so that's great. So forgot to mention that. But Jerry Jeudy coming into year 2, their first-round pick. They got Melvin Gordon out of the backfield. They got Noah Fant, who's a nice blossoming young tight end. This guy was poised to go off, and they threw it all away. I want to make this call. I want to make this call so quickly and go get Drew Lock. Go get him. And until next time, just kidding. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also in the description below, there's a Discord link. Hop in our Discord and come talk some football. And last but not least, there are donation links in the description below. If you feel so kind, you could donate to the channel. Drew Lock to Washington, 2nd round pick. Plus, if they want like a 5th or 6th, do it. Do it. This guy is going to be worth it. And until next time, see ya!